Hello Taktis, welcome back to the live. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm good, how about you? Let's start this live by doing your name, Taktis. Let's go. Taktis. Here you go. Thank you so much for joining in the live. You got the name done. Let's see whose name we're gonna do next. Zilla and Donna, thank you so much for joining in. Zilla and Donna. Don't forget to double tap your screen, give this live a like and get your names done. Let's see who we have next. Chancho. Hi Chancho. Thank you so much for joining this live. Okay, Karina. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. We have Karina. Here you go. Thanks for liking. We got Bonnie. Hi Bonnie. Thank you so much for joining in. Bonnie. Here we go. London. Thank you so much for joining in. Ruhani. Welcome Ruhani. Here you go. You got the name done. Anaisha. Hi Anaisha. How are you? Here you go. You got the name done. Don't forget to double tap your screen. Give this live a like and get your names done. Whose name should I do next? Yusuf. Hello Yusuf. Thanks for joining in. Gurleen. Hi Gurleen. How are you? You got the name done. Regan. Hello Regan. Thanks for joining in. London, your name is Dawn. M-N-M-N. Are you really? Okay, Tahzeeb. I guess with Takdis, you asked me to do the same name yesterday as well. Here you go. We got Ghadir. Thank you so much for joining in. Here you go, Vadir. Anam. Hello, Anam. Thank you so much for joining in. You got the name done. Alian. Thank you, Alian. Here you go. You got the name done. After Alian, here we have Ali. Welcome, Ali. We got Nazmin. Hi, Nazmin. Thanks for joining in. After Nazmin, who we have? Shashank. Hi, Shashank. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, I took a gap of 3 days, but yesterday I came live, Alian. Fauzia. Thanks, Fauzia, for joining in. Okay, who we have next? Pilar or Pillar, thank you so much for joining in, guys. Thank you so much, really appreciate it. Afghania, here you go, Afghania. Thank you so much for joining in. All Might, here you go, All Might. Thank you so much for joining in. Hi, Lean. Welcome to the live. You got the name done. Lean. We got Nitya. Thank you, Nitya. Eunice. Hi, Eunice. You got the name done. Melissa. Thank you, Melissa. Here you go. Kiran. Hi, Kiran. Thanks for joining in. Neko. Here you go. Marwa. Hello, Marwa. Thanks for joining in. Make sure to double tap your screen, like this live, and get your names done. Whose name should I do next? We have Mia. Hi, Mia. Thanks for joining in. Rayanshi. Thank you, Rayanshi. Here you go. You got the name done. We got Luca. Thanks, Luca. Thank you, Luca, for joining in. Hadia. Welcome, Hadia. You got the name done. Whose name should I do next? I'm waiting for you guys. Make sure to double tap your screen. Give this live a like and get your names done. Manvi. Hello, Manvi. Thank you so much for joining in. Here you go. Mayank. Thank you so much for joining in. Here you go. You got the name done. Mayank name done. We got Amelia. Hi, Amelia. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you, Amelia. Nirav. Hello, Nirav. Thank you so much for joining in. Let's see who we have next. Kavya. Thanks, Kavya. Let's see who we have next. Jaffer. Welcome, Jaffer, to the live. Here you go. Noor. Thank you, Noor. Nirav. Hi, Nirav. How are you? Got Amber. Hi, Amber. Welcome to the live. Sarika. Thanks, Sarika. Here you go. Meetel. Hello, Meetel. You got the name done. Here we have next. Tamim. Here you go. Tamim name done. Thank you so much for joining in. Afan. Welcome to the live. You got the name done. Ada. Thank you so much. Sophia. Ada, thank you so much for liking and subscribing. Really appreciate it. Sophia. Zefa. Hi, Zefa. Thank you so much for joining in. You got the name done. Disha. Hello, Disha. Thanks for joining in. We got Raisa. Thank you, Raisa. Nelly. Hi, Nelly. Thanks for joining in. We got Shivam. Thank you, Shivam. You got the name done. Amal. Hi, Amal. How are you? You got the name done. Let's see who we have next. Ayu. Hi, Ayu. You got the name done, Ayu. We got Honey. Thank you so much for joining in. Govind. Hi, Govind. Thanks for joining in. Here we have Hi, Chip. Thank you so much for joining in. You got the name done. Sophie. Thank you so much for joining in. Star. Here you go. Mikasa. Thank you so much for joining in. Asan. Dalal. Sharia. Thank you. Here you go. You guys have pretty long names. We have Huria. Thank you so much for joining in. Huria name done. After Huria, who do we have? Thank you so much everybody for joining in the live. After Huria, who we have? Kanak. Thanks, Kanak. You got the name done. Yusi. Here you go. Gracelyn. Hi, Gracelyn. How are you? You got the name done. Yaxel. Here you go. Salwa. Thank you so much for joining in. Here we have next. Hi, Masuma. Thanks for joining in. You got the name done. Nirob. Hello, Nirob. Thank you. Rishi. Thanks, Rishi. Yagis. Hello, Yagis. Faizan. Here you go, Faizan name done. We got James. Thank you so much for. Thank you, James. We got Alia. Thank you, Alia, for joining in. Huma. Thanks, Huma. Navya. Mahruh. Thank you, everyone. Janelle. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Janelle. We. Husnu. Thank you so much for joining in. We got Andrea. Hi, Andrea. You got the name done. Cadley. Thank you so much for joining in, Cadley. Violet. Hi, Violet. Thank you. We got Sarah. Hello, Sarah. You got the name done. Arjan. Here you go, Arjan. Mahan. Hi, Mahan. Thanks for joining in. Queen. Here you go, Queen. You got the name done. Let's see who we have next. Foyaz. Thank you, Foyaz. Okay, Maz. Thank you, Maz, for joining the live. Shivam. Hello, Shivam. Jaden. Hi, Jaden. Thanks for joining in, everybody. Make sure to double tap your screen, give this live a like, and get your names done. Let's see whose name we're gonna get next. Thank you so much for joining in. Okay, whose name should I do next? Let's see. I will keep this in my left hand. Okay, we have Firasha. Nice name, Firasha. Madiha, thank you so much. You got yourself on leaderboard. Madiha. After Madiha, guys, comments are being super duper fast. Ishu, thank you so much for joining in. Jackie, welcome, Jackie. Whose name should I do next? Okay, Arpan. Hi, Arpan. Welcome to the live. Here we have next. Mia. Thank you, Mia. You got the name done. Sama. Hi, Sama. Thanks for joining in. Rani. Hello, Rani. Thank you. Who we have next? SADN, I guess so. Okay, guys, you are super duper fast. Sam, thank you so much for joining in. Natalia. Here you go, Natalia. Thanks for joining in. Teresa. Here you go. You got the name done. Avi. Thank you so much, Avi. You are on number 3 on the leaderboard. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Let's see who we have next. Let me move this a little bit here. Okay. It's so satisfying. I really like to wipe this off. Julia, thank you so much. Anikat, hi Anikat, thanks for joining the live. You got the name done. Anika, Sydney, hi Sydney, how are you? You got the name done. We got Mika. Hi Mika, thank you so much for joining in. Kavya, hello Kavya. Rosie, okay, just saw your comment. I'm trying to write each and every name, guys. Alex, thank you so much. Iman, I guess so. Phonics, thank you Phonics. You got the name done. Phonics, we got Elisa. Thank you Elisa. Casey, thank you so much for joining in. Tony, hi Tony. Narla, hi Narla, how are you? Samaya, hi Samaya. Arjit, thank you so much for joining in. Rumi, thanks Rumi, you got the name done. Ethan, welcome to the live, you got the name done. Aaron, here you go, Aaron, name done. Shiv, Arjun, thank you so much for joining in. Arjun, name done. Kylie, hi Kylie. Oh, I saw you Izor, thanks for joining in once again. Izor, it's really difficult to spot the comments right now. The comments are being super duper fast. Saloni, I read Saloni's comment because of the avocado in her username. Hi, hello, welcome everybody. We got Faith. Thank you so much for joining in. Rival, welcome. Arrival. Aria, thank you so much for joining in. We got Izzy. Thank you, Izzy. Priya, welcome to the live. You got the name done. Priya. Dayton, thank you so much for joining in. You got the name done. Zuzia, thank you so much for joining in. Eiffel, here you go, Eiffel. Miko, thanks Miko. Sienna, hi Sienna, how are you? You got the name done. Skylar, hello Skylar, how are you? Charlotte, welcome Charlotte, you got the name done. Don't forget to double tap your screen, give this live a like and get your names done. After Charlotte, we have Lucas. Thank you so much, Lucas. Sebastian. Welcome, Sebastian. Sebastian, here you go. Thanks, Piyush. You got the name done. Hi, Julia. Welcome to the live. Your name is done. Whose name should I do next? Thank you, Hiba, for joining in. Who we have next? Rolene. Hi, Rolene. Thank you so much for joining in. Okay, CR7. Salva, thank you so much for joining in. Hala. Hi, Hala. Thank you. Haiti. Haiti name down. Zahid. Make sure to double tap your screen. Give this live a like and get your names done. Afia. Thank you so much for joining in. Whose name should I do next?